Hope all of us are doing great. My name is Ernest, and this is Ernest Sciences and Mathematics TV channel. So in this specific discussion, we're going to look at the process that is controlling breathing. And of course, there are various ranges of processes and organs which are involved in this specific case. Now, as I had mentioned earlier in our discussion, the concept of a gaseous exchange is not only restricted to the, or the functionality of a gaseous exchange is not only restricted to the lungs. And of course, there are various other organs of the body which are going to play a vital role, especially in the, of course, the cardiovascular system and of course the brain, which are going to assist in facilitating this concept of breathing. Now, in some circumstances, we may require perhaps the large amount or higher intake of oxygen. And in some cases, there's going to be concentration of carbon dioxide in high amount in the blood. So the body has to adjust in a way that is going to facilitate this particular balance between the air of carbon dioxide and oxygen between the outside environment and the body. And therefore, we're going to see various processes which are going to be happening in order to facilitate the control of breathing, of course, in man. So therefore, we're going to see that the concept of breathing basically is going to be a rhythmical one and involuntary. And of course, we're going to see that the brain, this specific center of the bones, the medulla, are going to play a vital role in trying to ensure that the concept of breathing is facilitated. And as we said, the brain is going to form an information center, which is going to be, of course, consisting of these specific sections of the nerves and other sensors which are going to facilitate muscle movement and, of course, trying to send some signals due to changes in concentration, perhaps in the blood and other areas, as we're going to see. So therefore, there are several factors which are going to affect this rate of breathing. And one of them, as I've said, is going to be the chemical concentration of the gases that we have said, or rather the ions that we have said for carbon dioxide and, of course, gases which are oxygen and carbon dioxide. So as we said that basically carbon dioxide is transported inside the blood in forms of ions, which are the bicarbonate ions. And therefore, so we're going to see that whenever these bicarbonate ions are in form of a solution form, they're going to dictate on the amount of the pH, which is going to be, of course, in blood. In some cases whereby the pH, when the pH is going to drop, that indicates the high acidity content in the blood. And of course, as this process had already explained, that this is due to a combination of carbon dioxide with water to form carbonic acid. So in this particular case, whenever there is a drop in pH, the medulla oblongata is going to, of course, or the medulla is going to sense this particular drop in pH. And of course, the rate of breathing is going to be increased in order to facilitate the removal of carbon dioxide from the blood. And that is going to lower its specific concentration. Now, contrary to that, whenever the concentration of oxygen in the blood is going to drop, we're going to see that the cardiovascular system, or rather the sensors in the blood or the aorta and the carotid arteries are going to sense. Of course, we're going to see that one in, of course, the circulatory system are going to send signals to the medulla oblongata and the brain. And of course, we're going to get a response from that specific center. And as we said, that the brain is going to constitute an information center. Therefore, this is going to respond by increasing the rate of breathing, as we said, through an automatic action, whereby we're going to see that the nerves are going to be, of course, sending an impulse to the ribs muscles, which are going to contract, of course, in order to facilitate the movement of muscles and air intake through the difference in pressures we had said earlier. So therefore, this is going to be one of the mechanisms that are going to ensure that there is exchange of gases. And of course, as we said in this specific discussion, then therefore we are going to appreciate the role of the brain and of course in trying to send some signals in order to ensure that the mechanism of gases exchange, the breathing in of oxygen and out of carbon dioxide is facilitated in, of course, a regulated manner. So in this specific case, of course, we are going to look at the exclusive process of inhalation and exhalation in a different video, and that is going to supplement on this specific video. But of essence for me, in this specific discussion, I wanted us to look at the role of the medulla oblongata and the connection between the concentration of carbon dioxide inside the blood and how this one facilitates the exchange of gases in and out of this specific body for the lungs respectively. So that is it for now, guys. Kindly catch us in our next video and subscribe to our channel so that you can be getting more updates on various links that we do for different videos of mathematics and sciences. So that is it for now, guys. Bye. God bless you. Catch us in our next video.